Hello everyone, welcome back to DeepPage. In this series, I am breaking down every chapter of The Psychology of Money by Morgan Housel, and today we are on chapter 6 titled Tails You Win. This chapter has a very interesting concept and one that totally shifted how I think about success, decisions, and even failures. So, what does the first part of the video is what does tails you win mean? So let's understand the phrase first. So normally in a coin toss, we think heads you win, tails you lose. But Morgan flips that and says tails you win. Why? Because in many areas of life, especially especially investing and success, the rare extreme outcome matter far more than the normal ones. And this is called the power law, where a small number of events account for the majority of results. So in investing, for example, only a few stocks drive most of the market returns. So Morgan Housel gives the example of venture capital. Like out of 100 startups investments, maybe 95 will fail or even break, but just one or two will make them will give them a huge returns, and they pay for everything. So that's the idea. Most of your results will come from a few outliers and those tail events. So you need to be aware of the tail events. The second part of the video, this applies to the life too. So this concept isn't just about money, it applies to life too. So think about your own life. Like you might have taken dozen of decisions in school, in colleges, for careers, relationships, but only a few of them really change your direction or your success path. One right opportunity, one person you met, one book you read, like one learning or one concept you read from the book, one idea that clicked, or one YouTube video you watched, one Insta reels you watched, and it changed your entire thinking process, your mindset shifted. So the and that's a tail event. It might feel like success come from doing everything right, but often success comes from just a few wins, just a few wins and surviving the rest. And that's the deeper message here. And this is the psychology we need to understand about everything in the world's going on. So you don't have to get everything right. You just need to make space for those rare and powerful wins. Means you need to do your work regularly and consistently, and one day an opportunity come suddenly, like rarely, and you need to know how to like grab the opportunity. Don't just let go of the opportunity, but the opportunity will come, and it will come as a tail event. The third message, or the third thing I will tell in this video is the power of tolerance. So this chapter also highlights something important, and you have to okay with the failure. Like because if a few thing will create outside results, that means most thing won't. And you need to learn from the failures, and you do not take failure personally. Just like make a failure notebook where make a learning, like whatever you learn from that failure, and do not repeat the mistakes. So an intelligent person never repeat the mistake, and always learn from their learnings and always learn from their failures. So there is no failure word in my dictionary. I always treat failure as in learnings. So you will face many average outcomes, many small failures, and you have to be tolerate them without quitting. So do not quit and do not give up. So yeah, Morgan Housel says even great investors like Warren Buffett get it wrong a lot, but a few times they get it right, and they win so big that it covered all the losses. So instead of aiming to be right all the time, focus on being resilient. Like jump back from your failures or from your learnings, from your setbacks as soon as possible. Do not stuck there, or do not like just in the that mood, that negative mood. Or become more resilient. Focus on staying in the game long enough to catch your tail events. So you need to be consistent. Firstly, one of the most important skills you have you need to have is consistency. You need to learn the consistency. You need to learn how repetitions changes, how repetitions will create habits. And it also like lowers the cognitive load in your human brain, and which improves your critical thinking skills in a very decisive processes, in a very uh, rare moments where you need to think a lot. So these habits you will create in this journey. You need to be very sure of what type of habits you are having. And one of the more philosophical thought is you become what you do. So yeah, you are your habits. In chapter like in the part 4 of the video, I'm talking about my personal relation with this chapter, and how I and what are the learnings I took from this chapter and what I learned from this chapter. So I'm really connected with this chapter personally. Like looking back, a few decisions made the biggest difference in my life. Like choosing to read more seriously, starting this YouTube channel, being being consistent with one habit for a long time. Like I also cracked the IIT JEE exam, and I'm currently in IIT Bombay and pursuing electrical engineering. These weren't overnight successes. I worked a lot, hard work. I worked very hard. I worked. I always do arduous work. I I took the challenges positively so that I can learn from the things. And I always do the hard work because it gives me some dopamine hit in the life. And these weren't overnight successes, but over time they compounded, and that's where I started seeing growth. The mistakes we often make is trying to chase perfection in everything, or getting frustrated when small effort don't work. Don't go for the perfection, go for the uh, consistency. Like so, but now I understand it's okay if most things are average. You just need a few things to go very right, and these right things will come to you if you do your hard work consistently on your mundane job regularly, and you make good habits. And I will create a series on the atomic habits. This will be very helpful for you. So what learnings on the part 5 of the video is what you can learn from that video, and what you can learn from this chapter tells event. So here are the big takeaways from the chapter 6. Tails you win. A few outcomes will drive most of your successes, and that's how life and the investing work. Don't try to win every time, except that things won't work. This is the second learning. And the third learning is be patient and keep showing up, because you never know which effort will be that tail event. So just like you have to be consistent so that you will get that tail event. Focus on survival, consistency, and letting big wins make up for the small losses. So yeah, means my one most important learning is how to become consistency. How to become consistent, because consistency is the key to the success. And if you are consistent enough in every field, if you do the your mundane job regularly, then you will reach and you will get the tail event one uh, in your life. So yeah, Thank you for watching the breakdown of the chapter 6 of the psychology of money. I hope I hope this chapter helped you see success a little differently. If it did, hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe to the channel. And next is chapter 7, and it's all about freedom and why it's ultimate form of wealth. See you soon. Stay humble, keep reading, keep growing. Yeah, thank you.